Here is how you use the Siri in iPhone, and I'll also cover what to do if you're getting the old Siri so we can have the new Siri 2.0 or the AI Siri. But first, hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. It really helps me out. Thank you. So first of all, let's open Settings, then General, and then About. And so, what we first of all need to meet is the iOS version requirement. If you have the iOS version 18.0 or iOS 18.0.1, these don't support the Apple Intelligence, so you need to go onto the iOS 18.1. The second requirement is you need iPhone 15 Pro or iPhone 15 Pro Max, or any of the iPhone 16 series to get the Apple Intelligence of Siri 2.0. So if you just see iPhone 15 without a Pro, then your iPhone's not supported, and all the older iPhones are stuck forever on the old Siri. So that's just something you need to keep in mind. Another thing I would like to note is Apple Intelligence at the moment is available in the US now, and in October 2024 it officially releases. In the UK, it officially releases December 2024, and in other countries it's mid-2025. The EU will not be getting Apple Intelligence. Now, I am not inside of the US, but I have Apple Intelligence. This iPhone here does not have Apple Intelligence. So we do need to turn on Apple Intelligence by opening up Settings. And then we look for Apple Intelligence, and there should be an on toggle. Now the problem is, you can see I have an error saying Apple Intelligence is not available, but on this iPhone it is. So if this is your daily driver iPhone you want to use Apple Intelligence for, and you're not in the US, you're not in the UK, then I would only recommend, doing the steps I'm about to show if this is a spare iPhone. So this is my spare, sounds weird, but this is a spare iPhone 15 Pro Max. And, I could turn on Apple Intelligence. This is my UK iPhone 15 Pro Max, my personal one. I cannot turn it on. So if you want to turn on Apple Intelligence now, you don't want to wait for official support, then what we can first will try is we'll head into our general settings. And then we will look for language and region. And you want to try and set this region to United States. If you do this, it's going to make it so your Apple Pay stops working. So if you use Apple Pay, this is why you don't want to do this. Once you set your region to US here, you want to go back into Apple Intelligence and set the Siri language to English United States as well. Once this is done, if you have the option to apply and turn on Apple Intelligence, then that's great. However, because I have my Apple account with, paid login, with all that stuff, it still doesn't let me turn on Apple Intelligence here. So if you do want to use Apple Intelligence still, this is why I say you may want to do this on the spare iPhone. It's because your Apple ID has a payment method and it's in the wrong country. And so what you'd have to do is you'd have to actually sign out of iCloud. So you'd have to sign out, which means, you have your iMessage and all that stuff. You're going to lose data temporarily. You can always log back in to get it. And then you head to appleid.apple.com. And then we'll tap the lines here. And we need to create a brand new Apple ID, which is set to United States and also has age of 18 plus. So you just enter any information here. Under phone number, you can use, or you have to use, your real country phone number. If it asks for address, you'd search for fake address generated to US. And then you would use the, United States fake address information so that you can complete your Apple ID using the United States region. And then you'd sign into that Apple ID like this, and then you'd be good to go. You could also change your country or region of your existing Apple ID to United States. However, if you have subscriptions, if you have a, a payment method added. You do not want to do that because that will cause a ton of problems. So if you don't want to do that, maybe, you're younger, you'd have a card. You just open App Store. You tap your name at the top right. We then are going to tap on our Apple account. And then under country or region, you tap on this one. And then you can, go in here. You can change your region to United States. And you just use that US fake address you enter in there. And so this is just how Apple has made it. They've kind of artificially blocked who can use this feature, who cannot. There's nothing I can do on my end to help you get this feature if you don't have it. Or if you do have this feature and it's on, you can long press the power button. You get that new animation. You can ask any request you would like. You also have other Apple Intelligence, like you have Cleanup in the Photos app, so you can remove background, all this cool stuff. It's really great. So hopefully this video helped. It's confusing because Apple have made this confusing. Now here is the problem. How do we get iOS 18.1? How do we get the Apple Intelligence? Even though, this is an iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's on iOS 18.1, but I have old Siri. So, first of all, to get iOS 18.1, we head into the software update, and we look for iOS 18.1 or newer. And so, if the update is available, you update to it. If you don't see any iOS 18.1, like I don't see on this device, then what you need to do is you need to head into beta updates, and you need to turn on iOS 18 developer beta. So we'll turn that one on, and then you get the iOS 18.1. You need to manually enable the beta updates in your iPhone settings using a website, Apple's website, but I'll have a video on how to do that in the description. It takes literally 1 minute, free to do, really easy. So you just update on the iOS 18.1 beta if you want to get Apple Intelligence now, or you can just wait until the software releases.